80 million years ago, during the Cretaceous period, dinosaurs ruled the Korean peninsula the same way they ruled the rest of the Earth. Known as Jeonnam-yosu, was the forest habitat of numerous dinosaur species. Among them is hunters of the forest. In a monologue, a young Tarbosaurus named Speckles says that he was born on the night of the full moon. A curious and with his older brother, twin sisters, and mother. The family's nest sits atop a mountain where they can see the whole forest clearly. They live happily, facing herbivorous species of dinosaurs. But since Speckles is only a year old, he is yet to learn about killing prey. The tactics used by his older siblings. His elder brother is the one who chases the prey, while the other two siblings ambush these tactics during his practice as well. But when his training day finally arrives, it marks the beginning of a long and painful journey into adulthood. Is ready to teach Speckles how to kill prey when suddenly the earth below them starts trembling. It is the result of a massive stampede of dinosaurs caused by a T-Rex. Everyone addresses him as One Eye. During the chaos, little Speckles and his siblings start running towards safety, but they are eventually stepped on by some dinosaurs, while the twin sisters are thrown off the cliff. Right then, Mom also arrives, but she's a few seconds late. Sadly, she doesn't even get the time to grieve as One Eye arrives and attacks her. Mom fights for a while with all of her might, but is easily overhand, so he throws her off the cliff. She thuds against the rocks a couple of times before finally falling down to her death. Now he is alone and has nowhere to go. He doesn't even know how to hunt, but still, he vows to avenge his family. Scavenging and raiding nests. For fear of starvation, he steals an egg from a pterosaur, a flying reptile, and satisfies his hunger. Chasing after him, Speckles almost gets killed, but he manages to get away by diving into a river. Later, while sheltering himself in a shed, Velociraptors are small-sized carnivores who are feared for their agility and viciousness. Speckles follows them discreetly, only to learn that the prey is One Eye. We learn that One Eye has usurped Speckles' home, and he nests there as king of the jungle. Desperate for food, Speckles sneaks in, caught by One Eye. Fortunately, he manages to run away without getting attacked. The movie then skips several years later. Speckles is now death. In the meantime, One Eye continues to kill and rule the jungle. One day, a deadly battle erupts between two horned males of the area. After a while, one of them loses, and he is kicked out of their group. This is the perfect opportunity for One Eye to target his But when he follows the horned dinosaur, another giant predator interrupts him. This predator has razor-sharp claws that can slice through and trick the predator into getting his claws stuck in a tree. One Eye then grabs him by the neck and kills him. All this is being observed by a is munching on his fresh kill. A female Tarbosaurus named Blue Eyes suddenly appears and decides to steal his food, but when she quickly runs away. Meanwhile, Speckles manages to steal a piece of food from One Eye. The female Tarbosaurus follows him, and out of pity, Blue Eyes also opens up, and the two become fast friends. Now they hunt and survive together. The scene then cuts to 5 years away from One Eye. They hunt together as Speckles chases the prey, while Blue Eyes ambushes it. This is a trick he learned from his deceased sibling happily. However, one day, One Eye discovers their hunting ground and again attempts to usurp their territory. At first, he attacks Blue, still no match for the powerful beast. As a result, he decides to find another way and eventually comes up with a plan. Without wasting any time, he lures One Eye loose. He slowly starts drowning. Seeing this, Speckles and Blue Eyes celebrate their victory, but little do they realize that One Eye is ready to finish them off. Fortunately, Speckles and Blue Eyes manage to escape in the nick of time. A few days later, we see that the pair has once again as far away as possible. They walk tirelessly for days, but there are no signs of life nearby. Blue Eyes even falls sick, and just then, Speckles spots a large herd of friendly dinosaurs leading somewhere. He stretches himself to see a hot spring beneath the Rocky Mountains. This delves to the hot spring and relax in the water. 10 years later, the pair has made a home in a new forest far away from the old one. Speckles is also waiting to reproduce babies with Blue Eyes. What are you waiting for, cowboy? Unfortunately, their happiness is cut short. When the vicious he is still determined to kill the couple for good. He cunningly throws a rock at them from above, and while Speckles attempts to save Blue Eyes, he is thrown. One Eye jumps down with his thundering roar and begins attacking Blue Eyes. She puts up a good fight, but it is not enough. One Eye then grabs once and for all. Thankfully, by this time, Speckles shows up and defends his injured mate. Seeing Blue Eyes on the ground makes him remember his mother wanting to see history repeat itself. He gathers all his might and attacks the T-Rex. Surprisingly, after a grueling duel, he make him leave. This elates Speckles as he has finally defeated his old nemesis. After the victory, he reclaims his old family nest and hatch their eggs there. The procedure is very intense, as for a month, Blue Eyes has to give 24/7 guard to the hatchlings. Unfortunately, only 3 little babies make it. One of the babies looks just like Speckles, with spots all over his body. Hence, the parents decide to. No one ever said dinosaurs were creative. As time passes by, the Cretaceous period nears its end. There is a change in the environment as the days are to begin to vaporize, and the surroundings get drier day by day. Most of the herbivorous dinosaurs are having a hard time finding fresh food. One afternoon, the children and Blue Eyes are too busy to notice any threat in the surrounding area. Suddenly, a strong earthquake hits the ground, causing the nearby active volcano. Fire are thrown from the volcano, which begin to destroy the forest. This terrorizes all the dinosaurs, and they're forced to flee from their territory, falling apart. During the disaster, Speckles and his family travel through a shortcut tunnel, when suddenly the rocks and debris begin to fall from above by a huge ball of rock, killing him immediately. That better not have been Speckles Jr., damn it. When Blue Eyes goes to save her others, hitting her in the leg, she is seriously wounded and cannot even walk properly. After this, Speckles and the family join with other migratory disaster. 2 weeks into the journey, there is no sign of water or life, only a vast desert of nothingness. Without food from the long walk, so, one by one, they begin to collapse onto the ground. This is the perfect opportunity for the carcass-eating velociraptor on the weakest. Suddenly, a large herbivorous dinosaur falls to the ground from exhaustion. He is soon surrounded by a herd of velociraptors, who are... Sadly, Blue Eyes also cannot walk anymore because of her leg injuries. Speckles realizes his mate could suffer the same fate as the herb urges her to get up. However, Blue Eyes is too weak to stand, so she gives up. She then urges Speckles to take the children, and velociraptors notice the weakened Blue Eyes and decide to prey on her next. Speckles stands his ground and kills a few of them, but with every passing exhausted. To make matters worse, the velociraptors also notice Speckles' 2 kids and go after them. In the meantime, Blue Eyes becomes so weak she slowly closes her eyes and bids a sorrowful goodbye to her family. In the next scene, Speckles mourns for his wife, but he soon realizes, so he carries his children and escapes the velociraptors. After arriving at a safe location, he and the kids look back and watch the evil creature. Devastated Speckles only says, "I'm sorry." I don't know what I expected from a dinosaur movie, but this is dark as balls. 2 weeks later, in the distance, they see a large fertile area where there is endless food and shelter for everyone. However, the path to the green oasis is a narrow edge that surrounds the mountains, and beneath them is a never-ending deep sea. Despite this, the herd, including Speckles and his 2 children, reach the oasis and start a new life. Meanwhile, we see One Eye cautiously watching the herd from above a mountain. As Speckles and his kids are there is a stampede of dinosaurs coming towards them. This triggers Speckles' childhood memories, where a similar stampede killed his siblings, and encounters One Eye, who has been driven out by the same natural disaster. It is then revealed that, just like he did before, One Eye has initiated the stamp and his family. Once again, the 2 giant beasts come face to face in what turns out to be an intense battle. When One Eye starts losing, the latter tries his best to save the kids, but unfortunately, one of them is killed. Filled with vengeance, Speckles attacks One Eye and manages to resilient T-Rex stands right back up and throws Speckles Jr. off of a cliff and into the ocean. No, Speckles Jr., no. Oh, you're gonna pay. Just like he did to his mother. However, our hero Tarbosaurus gains the upper hand and manages to throw the T-Rex off the cliff. After that, his son is still alive, screaming for help. At the same time, he also sees One Eye alive and heading towards the kid. The sight skinned to the sea to save his last surviving son. Meanwhile, we see the kid hanging by his life with the support of submerged wood. Just when One Eye is a bold beast from behind, the duo once again brawl for a while and are injured during the process. Due to the smell of blood in the water, we see a pair of water dinosaurs heading towards them. Speckles realizes this and worries about his son, who is alone and vulnerable in the water. After a long fight in the ocean, he and throw him off to the Tylosaurus. This finally kills the vicious T-Rex once and for all. After a while, Speckles reaches a distant oasis. The path is very long and tedious, but he doesn't want to give up. Unfortunately, a few hours later, his eyes get just when it appears as if the father-son duo has been killed. In the next scene, we learn that they have somehow made it to the shore. Speckles lays unconscious. He hears his son desperately calling for him. In the closing monologue, Speckles wishes a peaceful, happy life for his son in this newfound videos like this. Turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.